Okay, good morning, everybody. Class is about to start. Nation's Pride. I did not get your assignments. You did not send it to the group. I think the only person's assignment I got was Hadiza Salisu. Then another person said he was going to send his own shortly. So I think another person is just working on the assignments now. You've not sent it. We've not received it. So okay. So I don't know if you all are seeing my sheets. You can see that I've added some things to the original sheet because when it comes to visualization, which is what we'll be working on today, the other sheets we would now not be able to do so much with it. But with this now, we'll be able to explore the our options properly to actually get something nice from it. So today's class was studying data visualization techniques. So data visualization techniques. How many people do we have in the live class? Two persons. Okay, should we wait? Give them it's 1 minute to the time, so let's give them 2 more minutes. Then we'll kick off our class for today. One minute, 2 minutes. So if you're here, please kindly just drop your name in the chat box so that I will know who is in class, and then I'll be sharing the attendance link shortly so that you can write attendance. So please just drop your name in the chat box so that I'll know who is in the class and know who I'm talking to. So let's start our class. Today, good morning all. Welcome to data analysis class. And today we'll be looking at data visualization techniques. So, data visualization is a powerful technique used in representing data graphically, allowing for easy interpretation and understanding of complex data. Now, the data visualization is the end product, is the output product of your work as a data analysis, because when they give you the raw set of data, you clean it up, which is what we've been working on our formulas and functions that we use for the data cleaning. After you clean it up, now you cannot give your client back the Excel sheet. What you're expected to do is you're supposed to visualize the data so that they can make interpretations from the data. Now, Excel is a very user-friendly interface for data visualization. Now, let's talk about the Brief importance and concept of data visualization. One, it enhances understanding. With data visualization, it breaks down your complex data into charts and map, and it makes it easier for you to understand what the data is actually trying to communicate. Because if you imagine, if you have like over 3 million entries of data and you're trying to make sense of it, you know that going through the Excel sheet, you might not really get what you're trying to make sense of in the data. But now with data visualization, you can do that. It enhances effective communication. Data visualization simplifies complex information. It breaks it down. It makes it easy for you to read. It makes it easy for you to understand, and it helps in decision making process. Because when we're talking about how with data analysis you can use to make business decision, it's through the visualization. When you get the data set, you clean it, you now visualize it, then you can now use the visualize and the data set now, the data visualization that you've created now, to make decision. Okay, this thing is going up. Okay, no, we have, based on our own example, okay, APC won most of the northern states. It means that if it's PDP that is using that data set, that PDP will now be like, okay, it means that we need to put in more effort to get more northern votes in the northern states. Then things like this. So that's why visualization. But you keep looking at the Excel sheet the way it was originally before we started working on it, you will not be able to do that. So concept was we're going to be looking at is or we're going to be using to talk actually today is charts, dashboards, colors and design and interactivity. So charts and graphs, we know our bar chart, our line chart, pie chart, and then we also have our map. In some data analysis tool like Power BI and Tableau, you can do map work. If you have longitude and latitude, it generates it for you actually. It if you have what did they call this? Postal code, it can generate longitude and latitude. So some of your interpretation have to do with map. You want to show the general area you're covering, so you can it will bring out the figure. You can use maps too. So your dashboard, when you create your different charts and graphs, you're going to put them together in a dashboard. Most times it's the dashboard that you present. Some people now present their dashboard as a single document. Why? If you're trying to do it like a boardroom presentation, you can create it and put it in like a PowerPoint and then use them to do your presentation. Then we have colors and design. You choose different colors and design, but mind you, most likely you choose the colors you like, but make sure that the colors are appealing to anybody that will look at it. Because you can use an awful color combination and then you wouldn't even want to, you'll be distracting your audience that you're presenting to. And then secondly, your design. Don't pick a chart or a graph because it is appealing to you. Pick the one that most suitable to interpret the data you're trying to interpret. So I need to know if we're following. Are we following? Okay, I may be faster today. Okay, sorry, I'll try to slow it down. I'm trying to go through this Excel and like the PowerPoint, sorry, just brush it because we have a lot to do today in our Excel class. So that's why I'm just trying to brush this part so that I can introduce you. At the end of the class, I will share, at the end of the training, I will share my slides to the group. Good morning, Promise. Welcome to class. Morning. So now, next thing we're going to be looking at is other tools for visualization. You can sit anywhere. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Other tools for visualization. Like I keep mentioning Tableau, I mentioned Power BI, you can use Python, Matplotlib, and all that. But the most common tool that most people use for data visualization that is easier is Excel, Tableau, Power BI. But if you're working on large data sets, most likely you will need to use SQL for the cleaning. Like when you're done, you put it in your Tableau or Power BI for visualization. Personally, I prefer using Power BI for my visualization because it gives me a better wide range of options. I can use maps, I can use graphs, and but for Excel, you don't have that map option. It's really limiting. So the number of things you can do with Excel is very limited. Let me open my Power BI. I've opened a lot of tabs. Okay. So I'm going to try to open my Power BI and my Tableau public. We have two type of tableaus. So that we can follow. For now, while it's loading, is anybody confused? Is anybody lost? Good morning, sir. Welcome to class. Please, what's the name? Emmanuel. You are in the group web development class, software development. Okay, okay. No problem. It's fine. We welcome everybody. So let me check. Okay, they are both opening at the same time. So which one has opened first? This is Power BI. So now for Power BI, I want to show you the class. Some things are open. The Tableau is trying to open behind. Okay. So let me try and open something I've worked with. It's working on it. Okay. This is a dashboard. The work is being opened from. It's minutes. It's not showing. Okay, it's hanging. Maybe because I have so many things opened in my system. I just want to show what you can do with. Okay, this is the data now for Apocalypse Sales Store, which is the data I lifted part of it for the assignment. I'm trying to look for the dashboard. So here now, what we used was grab chart. So this is a chart for the visualization, but then you can also use maps. You can use okay, this is a map. You don't have the map option. This is the map in the corner here. You don't have the map option in Excel. There are no maps in Excel. If you want to use map, I enjoy using map on in Tableau than Power BI because the map in Tableau is fantastic. It will use your postal codes that you input on your Excel sheet to generate the location, and then you will be seeing all your data on map. All you have to do is just click on the map, and then you get access to it. I don't know why I'm looking for my dashboard. Okay, so let's go back to our original class. Can't see my screen. Oh, it's not sharing. Sorry. I actually thought I was sharing my screen. Sorry. So this, let me share the Power BI screen. Just hold on a minute. Too many tabs open. So yeah, this is what Power BI looks. This is not a dashboard. This is just a worksheet now. Now you create different pages of worksheets, then you join them together in a particular empty space. You join them, you arrange them to create a dashboard. If we go to the advanced class, we would actually work on it. So for our Power BI, for our Tableau, I can't find my data for Tableau. I don't know why. If we take the advanced class, we would get to do all that. So let's go back to our class originally. What we're doing. Don't save. I've scattered my class. Okay, now today we're going to be working on our Excel data set for visualization. If you look at this data set sheets now, you will see that I have added some things to it. Like now, I have added geopolitical zone to the sheets. We did not have that. I added geopolitical zone to the sheet. I added total number of female voters, male voters. We were supposed to work on the winners as our assignment. I don't know how many people did that. And then genders of winners, I just is added to just make our visualization easy. Do you have, can I share the data sets to you? Okay, so just send me hi on WhatsApp so that I can forward it to you. Just hold on a minute. So you can see that in our data set, now we were able to, I got age. So I want to explain how I was able to generate this age without manually typing it. Everything I generated using Excel. So I'll put us through. Now, you've joined the community. Okay, so let me share this thing in the community. Data analysis. Did I drop it? Okay, so you can just download the data sets. But yours is going to have all corrected the addition that I have added to it. So but you're supposed to delete them, then work on it. So now this now is how I got this is using the percentile formula. So now let's insert a row and then let's create it again. So to get your percentage to equal to um where is our equal? This number I want it to be random. So we can do random, we can do percentage. Okay, let's start with the age. For the age now, Mr. Ayo, I explained this to you already. Do you remember? Generate your age, random age, equal to. Is it random? Which was the second option? Equal to you type rand. When you type rand, flash fill. So now when you do this, what happens is that it will generate a random number, see, random numbers between 25 and 70. So instead of you coming here, you write 53, you come down, you write 28, you come down, you write. So instead of doing that manually, you just use the Excel formula, which is, let me do that again, equal to rand between No, this my between has two W. Between, you press tab, then the first number where you want it to start doing the random inform. If you want it to start from 30, you put round between 30, comma. If you want it to stop at 90 years, 90, you press tab. So it will generate you random numbers between. Did you understand that, Mr. Emmanuel? Okay, you have to do it in your own Excel sheet too. So very simple. Equal to round between, you press tab, your first figure for mine was 21. So round between 21 to 75. Then it will generate random numbers for you between 21 to 75. That way you're not even getting the same number, you just repeated anyhow you want to do it. That's how I was able to generate the age. We need to generate the age for us to do our if statement. So please kindly go ahead and generate your age in your Excel sheet. So you can download the Excel sheet I dropped in the WhatsApp group that includes the total number of female, male. Then we use this new Excel sheet to complete the work, because there are some things I added that the sheet is originally supposed to come with, but it didn't. So just use this sheet going forward. Is there any question? You cannot see my screen. I'm sharing my screen. What's happening? Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? I don't know what's happening. That is my network. So because you're not seeing my screen, let me take the round formula again. So let's go. Let me just insert a row here. Just okay. We have an empty row. Cool. Equal to round between. The reason why you say between is because you want to tell it where to stop and where to start. Round between 21, comma 75. Then you press tab. When you press tab, it will run the numbers. Then you drag for flash fill. That is how you generate your age. Have you done that, Mr. Emmanuel? No, I'm seeing the okay. So have we done that? Have we all done that? Okay, so once we've done the rand, we have our age. Do the copy paste value so that you can remove the formula from the row. So copy, insert a new row, copy, paste value, delete the original row. Have you done that? Why is it taking time to download? Is it heavy? It's just 4.0 kilobyte though. Ah, it's like you've never touched your Excel before. That's why your own is taking time to open. So the people online, have you been able to download the Excel sheet and are you working with it? So another thing I did was to divide the state into geopolitical zones. How I did that, instead of come here, I type northeast, I type south south, I do this. What I did was to activate my filter. Come here to your home ribbon, you will see filter, activate your filter. It did not activate. Why? Why did the filter not activate? So activate by filter. Okay, yes, it activated. Do you know how to freeze a cell? Like now, this column now, if you're working with this sheet and the data is much, you have to go up and down. So instead of when you're working now, this is better for data entry. When you're working now, once you scroll down now, Mr. Ayo, can you see what I'm doing? You cannot see the top row with the title. What do you do? You know how to do it. Okay. You freeze it. Come here, come to view, come to freeze. Then you freeze top row. Then it's still there. Then if you want, you can free first column this side, first top row, first column. If this side, the state you want to freeze, you freeze it. If you want to freeze half of the page, you can do that. So, and if you are tired, round delete the age that's no, if you delete your age, it will be different from the figure I have is different. So just create a new row equal to round between, and then so that you try it out by yourself. When you do it by yourself, it's better than when they tell you how to do it. But we're not changing the age, please. We're using the age on the Excel sheet already. Any age you feel like. I just want you to know how to use the round between function. 1,000. It will give you random numbers between. Has your Excel opened? Ah, Excel is angry that you've never touched it before. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is okay. I said I was going to show you how I was able to impute the geopolitical zone without having to do. Why? 1 minute. It's the sheet you're using. Which Excel are you using? Is it Google Sheet you're using or Excel? Why is it not? No, without you, it's supposed to be in my own version of Excel. After it, try to do it. You used to remove it manually. No, but there's a way. It's your setting from the Excel sheet. We'll figure it out later. Right now, I cannot think of. Like what I was trying to show you is for you see your own Excel don't have this much options. When you go to page view, you can adjust the size, the scale, margins. Okay, so are we all together? Now let's go back to our geopolitical zone. How we're able to get our geopolitical zone. You just insert a new row. Have your Excel opened?
Don't worry, I can wrap up. It's very difficult.
Sorry. Equal to now equal to you can follow the screen. If you can't follow Pascal, you can just watch it. Then when you open, then you do it. So now to create the geopolitical zone, what I did was that using the states now, we all know the states in all you on select. We know the states like Abia is like north, southeast, right? So you select all southeastern states, Imo, Anambra. Have I selected Imo? Okay. So you just write maybe southeast, then you do flash fill. So you use a filter to divide them. Doing this now, you would it will be easy for us when we're using our doing our visualization. That was why I divided it. I created the geopolitical zone because we needed more information for data visualization. The data sets we had earlier was really limiting. I tried to do visualization with it, it was not looking fine, and your visualization has to be nice, fine. Personally, I like it when my visualization has colors. I like to use my favorite colors to just make it look pretty, and also, most importantly, so that people can actually understand what you're doing. And then now for the visualization, what you have to do is are you ready, Mr. Ayo? So highlight all your sheets. Everybody highlight your sheets, your entire page. Once you highlight, come to your ribbon, go to insert, click on insert, please. Once you click on insert, you see pivot table. Click on pivot table. Now it will give you two options. You can generate your pivot table from external source or from your table or range. Why they tell you to generate from external source is if you're doing Power Query or you have data source in like data in like your SQL now, you want to generate you're taking your data from your SQL so that you can use the generate from external source option to pick the data there and put it in your pivot table. But now we're generating from this data set, so we'll go from table and range. You can use okay, we're going to use these two functions, but currently we're working on a new sheet because we don't have a previous sheet that we're working on. So you just leave it on new sheet, then you press OK. Why is it not must be organized list label column if okay wait first hold on a minute, let me remove my filter. So it's giving us an error message meaning there's something wrong with the data sets that we want to pivot table field name is not valid. To create a pivot table, you must use a data that is organized as a list with label column if you are changing the name of a pivot table field.
Okay, I can wrap up.
Is it here?
It's not.
Okay. I don't know why our data sets is not working. Please just hold on a minute. Let me try this again. Have you been able to create your pivot table too? Did your data set work? What's it saying? The same message you gave me. Why is it giving us an error message? There's something wrong. Just hold up a minute. there's a problem. And for the life of me, I cannot even think of why we're having this problem. Age group, age of winners. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, I realized what happened. In the sheet, there was a place I inserted a row and it was empty. So it will not work with an empty row. Please, if you're having the same issue, why is this screen it's not sharing? Okay, can you all see my screen now? So let me start the process again. Let me start the process again. Can you all see my screen? Okay, that's good. Um, Let me delete it. So in the sheet, did you see? Have you seen the empty row? There's an empty row coming in the sheet you all validate. Look for the empty row and the only way you can notice you see it where you go. You have the universe to expand the universe. So maybe feel number. I think you will be useful. Where is number? Oh yes, yes. Can you I believe struggling with my sides. Okay. And then so please kindly check your Excel sheet. All the trial and error we have on the sheet, please. You have to take it out from your Excel sheet before we go to the pivot table because whatever input you have on the sheet, if you go to pivot table, you cannot correct it. They don't use to correct, they don't use to adjust data. Whatever it is there is what you will use at the end of the day. So please kindly check it. If you is anybody having issues with going to the pivot table, if you are, please let me know. So kindly check your Excel sheets. And you know that we inserted a new row to do the random. Please remove that inserted row, delete it. Then the other inserted row here for the geopolitical zone, please kindly remove it and delete it because it doesn't have a heading. So if you're trying to go to the pivot table, it will not work. Please kindly do that. Make sure your data sheet is looking like my own. Once it's like that, then you're good to go. This is affecting my reflection, my sight. So are we ready? So let's go back and do the pivot table again. You highlight your entire sheet. I said if you want to highlight your entire sheet, come here to this corner, you click it, you highlight, you go to insert, you click on pivot table, then from table and range, you click, then you press OK. Then voila, this is your pivot table. This is what you use to do your visualization in Excel. So the data you have here, you have to put in the pivot table to get the information. Now, this is where the thinking comes. You now start thinking, okay, from this information now, what from this sheet now, what are the information I would like to highlight? One, we would like to know how people voted, right? Since APC and the winners were between APC and PDP, so we want to know who had more votes. So now we have our rows and we have our columns. So you go to your winners, you drag it to row, it will be here because this is a row. But if you put it here, column, this is a column. But for this, we're going to put it here as rows. This is a row. Then if you want to get the values for the winners, you can drag it here and put it under value. Are you doing it? So you put it on value. So now this is count of value. So now it's going to count each and every person, every entry we have under APC PDP, it will count it and tell us the total value. So here we can see that APC have 19, PDP has 18, then blank. So the total is 37. That's 37 states we have in Nigeria plus the FCT. 36 states plus the FCT. Are you all following? Are you following? Okay, so let's continue. The next thing we're going to do now is, okay, so we have the winners now. We added something that is the gender of the winners. So where are we going to put this gender now? We're going to put it in the column. If we put it in the column, this is how it will divide: female, male, then genders. This is nice, but let's try and see if we can make it look better. Because whatever you put on your pivot table is what will determine the outcome of your results, your data visualization at the end of the day. So now we are showing the gender. This gender now, we can see male and female, right? Under APC, amongst the winners, we have 3 female, 16 male. Then under PDP, we have 9 female, 9 males. This is the total. This is the total for the male winners, grand total. This is the total, this is the total. So now we can use this information that we have on this now and create our first visualization. Is anybody lost? Please drop a message in the chat box if you don't understand me. What is your showing, Promise Tammy? If it's not showing 37, how many states do you have? Because what we have on the original sheet is 37, being that the states we have in Nigeria are 36 plus the FCT, that is 37. So that is why the grand total is 37. So please I can remove everything on the sheet and start again. Promise, kindly follow what I am doing so that we will see where the problem is. Now, let me take out the gender and take out the count of winners. One, I said first things first, you put your winners in the row, you put your gender in the column, then you take your winners again, because you see now this is showing your winners without any figure. You take your winners and you put it under value. Now, if it's showing you sum of winners, the value, this thing is going to say there's count of winners, there's sum of winners. So now let's change this from count of winners to sum of winners. So equal to sum of winners. Can you see 0? But if you're showing, okay, let's try and see average of winners, what we will have. If we want to see the average of the winners, not possible. So now how do I do this? When you click on the winners on the value, it will show you values field setting in your menu box. When you click on it, it will show you value field setting. What we need for our visualization is the count of winners. So you click on count of winners, you press OK. Most times, if you're using data sets just assumes for the one that is more probable. But if you want to use different things, if you're using a large data set, then you can do average, you can do some, depends on what exactly you're trying to do with your visualization. Promise, are we together? Okay, yes, I put the winners in the row. Then I put the winners under the value of the row. You see, when you look at your sheets, you will see around this side. Let me show you my sheets. You see rows, you will see winners. There's winner on the row to give us this APC and PDP on this side. Then there's values on this other side where my cursor is. Then I dragged the winners again and I put it under the value. Let me take it off and put it again. So I drag that winners that I put in the row and put it in the value so that it will show us the value of the winners, which is what we use to get the total. Then I use my gender as column. I showed you that you can put the gender under value. Let me take out the gender in the column. Now, what we have here is the same thing, it's just repeating. So the count of gender is just counting it, but the information here is not correct. This is not what we want because this doesn't make sense. Does this make sense? Because it's not even showing the male and the female, is not no breakdown. Where you need your gender to be is in your column. When doing this visualization now with your data set, you have to try different things and know, okay, let me try this and see what the outcome will be. Is this really pushing an information? If it's pushing out an information, is it an information people can use for decision making? Does it throw more light on the sheet? This joining them together, you're allowed to do mix and match to try until you get what is the best suitable thing to visualize the information that you want to project. Okay, that's good. Promise is following. So now we've done this. You're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead now and bring out create a chart using this that we've done. So click this, then you get your pivot table recommended chart. So insert. Please go back to your ribbon, click insert. Now you can click on recommended chart. Automatically it will give you the chart that it feels that Excel feels is the best way for you to visualize what you're trying to visualize. Personally, I prefer using the 3D charts because if I'm using bar charts or cluster columns, or I prefer to use the 3D version because if I want to use cluster column, there's a 3D version because it looks better. I can use the regular one, it's just boring. But if you're using the 3D version, it's finer, it looks better. If you want to now put it in a pie chart, this one is showing for female, it doesn't really make sense. Line graph is not making sense. This line graphs like this, you can see, doesn't make sense. So, and let's say area graph, it looks like a box, it doesn't make sense. Scattered one. So you're supposed to go through these suggestions and then pick the one that makes the most sense for what you're trying to visualize. For here, for this time, for this work, we're going to use the 3D bar charts. So now you move your, let me move it somewhere here, and then let's start playing with it now. Now we talk about colors, right? And things you can do. Have you done that? Have you visualized your, have you created your bar chart? Yes. The 3D bar chart specifically. You can use whatever you want to use, but I'm using the 3D bar chart. So have we done this so that we can now go to the editing of the bar charts? Okay, so let's edit our bar chart. So now, color of the fill is orange. I don't like orange. It's not a color that I enjoy. I've decided that I want to make my own purple. So I've changed it to purple. Then I don't want the outline to be blue in the purple because I feel blue and purple are nice. So let me look for a color that I feel will be better. Okay, let me outline it with black. Can you see the black on the outline where my cursor is? Yeah? Okay, do your own. Click on the on the chart. Right click on the chart. Then it give you this option. It give you the field. You can change the name. You can change it from female, male, whatever you want to put, you can change it. You can change the color. Excuse me. You can the background now. You can decide that you want to edit it even a little bit more. So let's edit the background of this thing. Then you can rotate it. You can rotate the 3D graph. Okay, you're welcome back. Let's do this. Let's put color. Instead of making it black, let's put color. Solid lines. We're using solid lines. It's not transparent. We don't want it to be transparent. We want to see it from a distance. Did you see where I'm editing? I'm editing these lines around it, the border. No, not the main, not here. This is where I'm editing the border. So you can decide that you want to make it transparent, you want to change the color. Yes. No, what I did was that I right click, right? Then you click on 3D rotation. When you click on 3D rotation, it opens this format wall option for you. So you can do different things with it. Have you downloaded the blank workbook?
Oh, okay. Where?
Yes, click on that book, blank workbook.
Okay. Okay.
Did you open the WhatsApp?
Yes, I
The
did.
Excel on the WhatsApp?
No, I didn't.
Open the Excel on the WhatsApp. This is a blank workbook that has not been worked on. So now you can rotate your. Okay, let me show you something cool you can do. You can decide that you want the top of your bar chart to have something like this. The only way you can see this one is when you do the 3D rotation. Okay, let's rotate the. Can you see? I'm I'm rotating my.
Okay.
I can decide that I want to turn it to this side. Let it turn. But don't edit it too much. Just edit it in the way that it will still make sense, sha. Then I can decide that I want to rotate the y-axis. Can you see how it's looking? I can decide that I want people to see the top. So when people are seeing the top now, I can now come back here and change what the top level looks like. Okay, let it look like this. Let me increase it. You can decide to increase the bottom level. Let's take it back to the way it is. All this rotation and all that depends on what you're trying to do. But for me personally, I don't really like to touch my. So this looks nice. Let's just keep it at 20 degrees. Keep this at 20 degrees. No, you have to do it so that we can see what you've done. Then you can decide that you want to fill a color on it. You can decide you want to put a shadow, whatever, depends on what you want to do. Okay, let's make it blue. And then it is blue. That's the outline here. This is where I'm working on now. Is everybody following what I'm doing? Your video is covering the field. Oh, sorry. How do we do this now? Okay. Can I move my video? Incoming. Let me see if I can. Not show myself, but just show my screen. I don't even know if that's possible. Edit. Okay. It's not really saying I can do that. I cannot remove the video on this side. I don't know how we're going to do that for my video that is covering the screen. The options. Um, no, basically there that you can actually totally do your visualization without touching this formatting. It's just a personal thing. So if you want to change the grid line now, you want to do the grid line, you want to change it now, you don't want to use black, you want to use green. Did you see what I did? Please, did you all see what I you can change grid line. You can say you want to make it white. You can say you want it to be fat like this. You can say you want it to be no, you don't want to use line, you want to use dash. You cannot say, oh no, I don't want to do this. I want to make it very thin. It's refusing to be thin. I want to make it slim. Okay, slim. Then I want to change the color. The green doesn't look nice. Let's change the color back to blue. You can say you want to make it transparent. Then you can come here now and click. Then you say, okay, you want to here. Come here and click. You can still do some changes to it. Whatever changes you want to do, as far as it doesn't affect the outcome of your visualization, it is fine. Now, were we all able to do this? So this is what mine looks like. Is this nice? Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. So you can edit your colors to what you want. Then once we're done with this, I will run through the class for you, Emmanuel, when we're done.
No,
Can you do this?
no, I can't get
Okay. So this is what we've been able to do with the first graph. Does this make sense? Looking at this, does this make sense? Okay, now this is showing us the number of what's the figure here? Yes. Is it candidate is showing or the male and the female?
Okay.
The genders. It is showing us the male and the female. Yes, winners in PDP and APC. So this is the number of male. This is the representing the female. So once you click on it, can you see? Series male point APC value 16 to show you information on it. If you want to take it as you don't want it to be showing information, you can do that. But it's always better. And if you want, you can actually edit it in a way that the figure will be written under it. So you can add data labels. So what do we have now? Can you see? 16 is up, 9 is up. That's the figures that is representing. Click on it. There's an option, add data labels. Add data labels.
Normal click or right click?
Right click is the normal click.
Okay, add data label.
uh Once you do that, you click on the option. If you want to add data callouts, did you see what it's doing? Now, instead of just putting it up like this as a number, it's like not like a comment. So APC 3, PDP 9. Are we all able to do that? Were we all able to do that to add the label on our bar charts? So now we've done the first visualization. Let's do the second. Manuel, have you downloaded the data set?
Yes.
Okay, follow us for the second. Your second will be the first. So now, once you're done with the first visualization, please kindly go down, place your cursor where you want to place your next table. Very important. So I want to put my next pivot table here. So I place my cursor there. Once I come back to the data set, you see that my entire sheet is highlighted. Have you highlighted your entire sheet? Let me show you how to do that. No, we are doing it manually. We don't do manual things. Right? Pick it up. Yeah. If you click here, it will highlight it for you. If you have not highlighted it, you can just click here to highlight. You come to insert. Now it will show you how to insert. Excel looks very different. What version of Excel is it?
It should be an old.
Because you might be showing that we can do pivot table.